Hi everybody, it's Cindy. It is Saturday. It is July 6th, and I'm back for an update. I broke my juice fast on day 44, and that was last Sunday. And I had many reasons for that. It is garden season. My garden is producing so much fruits and veggies, and if I could change one thing, I would have done my juice cleanse at another time. You know, I could juice them, but I really wanted to eat them. So I did decide on day 44 that I would break my juice cleanse. And I'm extremely proud that I did 44 days. Most people won't even do a couple of days. I am so happy I did it. There were many benefits to it, not just physical benefits, but spiritual benefits, mental benefits, just many things. It's hard to put into words because it's everybody's own experience. I'm very glad I did it. And I did promise when I broke my fast, I'd come back and let you know how I broke my fast and what I did. I can't stress enough how important having a diary, and I am not one to keep diaries. I like the thought of it, but I don't like doing it. But this was very crucial. It does keep you accountable. It lets you know what happened to you that day, if you had any symptoms or how many bowel movements, what you ate or drank that day. It is very important. I still keep it to this day because it's almost been a full week where I'm keeping this journal and I'm refeeding my body, and it is extremely important how you refeed your body going forward. You don't want to take that 44 days you did and just go off the rails. I don't eat junk food. I don't eat processed food, so I don't have that problem. But you're going to be very careful of how you're refeeding your body. So day one, and I got my Snoopy glasses on. These are my reading glasses. And day one, I did a small bowl of spinach soup, and I am going to include a video at the end of how I made that soup. It is extremely easy. It's done in a blender. It is a raw soup, and I had a small piece of cucumber from my garden, and that was so good. Probably felt like the best cucumber I ever ate. And what made me really feel good is it came from my garden, and there's nothing better than eating any fruits or vegetables from your garden. Day two, I had a larger bowl of the spinach soup and another small cucumber. Now, while I'm doing that, I'm still juicing and taking in all the juicing and calories. So I wasn't just eating one thing. I still juice a lot. You still have to do your juices. And I always do at least 1 or 2 juices every day anyway, but you still need to take in all of your calories with your juices, okay? So day 3, I had a small salad, and almost everything came from the garden. It was lettuce, basil, arugula, cucumber, onion, and 3 Kalamata olives. Now those did not come from my garden, and the onions did not come from my garden. Everything else did. That was day 3. And then at night, I had a small bowl of zucchini noodles, and I had that with a teriyaki sauce that I made. And I always thought, oh, it's just a little zoodle maker. And I always saw them, I'm like, zucchini noodles, that's got to be disgusting. They're not cooked. That was, I can't stress enough how good that was. It felt like you were eating almost an al dente pasta. It was so good. So I had a bowl of that on day 3. And I'm including pictures of those here. Day 4, I had a small bowl of cherries and a small salad with a half of an avocado, a quarter of a fermented pickle. I made fermented pickles for my garden, and 2 pickled mushrooms. And then later on I had spinach soup and 1 banana. So as you can see, I'm building up no cooked foods. I still have not had any cooked foods. And I predominantly eat a lot of raw foods anyway, but cooked foods I will not add back in for a while. I just want to give my body the time to adjust to all of the fiber and all that good stuff going in. Everything's great. Great bowel movements. I do have 2 to 3 normal bowel movements a day, and I love being back at that place. What goes in comes right out, and that's how it should be. All right, so the next day, what did I have? I had a small smoothie with banana, pineapple, and spirulina. And honestly, I don't like I'm not a smoothie person. I will do smoothie bowls. I'm just not a smoothie person. It's just not my aesthetic or taste, but that's fine. I had a big salad for lunch and another tiny small salad at night. And yesterday, because now we're up to yesterday. Yesterday I made, in my dehydrator, I do have a dehydrator, and I made raw onion bread and raw cornbread. And I'm gonna, of course, include pictures here. That was so good. And it's just all fresh ingredients, and you dehydrate it into this bread. And I made a veggie sandwich, and as you could see the pictures, it was absolutely delicious. The recipes, where did I get those? On YouTube. You don't have to reinvent the wheel for anything. There is so much information out on YouTube. I call it YouTube University. You can literally learn anything you want on YouTube, and it really is a great resource. The Raw Advantage YouTube channel is where I got the cornbread. He's got a ton of raw recipes. Great channel. That's where you get that. I do not have the links. Type it in. There's a lot of people out there that do it. You know, I'm just giving you what I use. You could find, I want you to go and get the resources you want. And if you have a dehydrator, you know, make it that way. I also, the onion bread I got from the YouTube channel Dan Uday, U-D-Y. Him and his mom make the onion bread. And these recipes were great. Now, as I said, when I was on my 44-day juice cleanse, I was collecting all of these recipes, filled up a whole book, and I've been using them. And that bread, so good. It'll last a while. Very good for you. And when you take it out of the dehydrator, it comes out warm. So it's like warm bread, making a sandwich. Those sandwiches were delicious. They were so good, so good. Very glad I did that and had those, and I got a whole bunch of things. I made fermented pickles again, and I like refrigerated pickles too. Refrigerated pickles are made with vinegar. Fermented pickles are made with just salt, and it's fermenting, and has a lot of good probiotics. Fermented foods are highly good for gut issues. I did add in a little kimchi into my salad yesterday. More great probiotics. Raw kimchi, not the pasteurized junk on a shelf. Make sure you get the good stuff. And I will be making my own kimchi going forward. It's just a great time of year, the garden. I did put out a garden video the other day. It's prolific, everything's growing good, and there is nothing like the feeling of going out in your garden and picking your produce to make a salad. There's nothing could ever surpass that feeling. I love gardening. It's a gift from God. That's just how I look at it. It is almost like a therapy for me. It really is. I'm in my garden every single day. I really enjoy taking care of it. It's not my garden. It's God's garden. I'm just taking care of it. That's just how I look at it. This was a great journey. I hope I inspired just one person if you're gonna try a juice cleanse, to start with a couple of days. You don't have to go 44 days like I did. It took me 2 years to build up to that point. So, do your research. Like I said, YouTube University. I have a ton of links below with all kinds of resources, and there's dozens and dozens more. You just can't fit them all in. I will say this past couple of weeks, I came upon a YouTube channel. Her name is Raylan. I'll put her full name here. I will put her link below. She interviews people who have healed from chronic fatigue syndrome, you have anything under the sun, autoimmune, anything. And those stories are absolutely inspiring, what people have endured, how they overcame it. It is a very, very important YouTube channel. When I was exposed to black mold 9 years ago, there was nothing around like that. And that is a channel that is going to grow. It's going to explode. And it is a channel where they're sharing their information of what they did and how they recovered. Traditional medicine could not help them. And I have done a couple of years ago DNRS training. It's brain retraining. Highly recommended for any issue you might have. Very helpful. Everybody might have challenges, and I don't care what age you are, or how old you are, or how young you are. This is a very, very good channel, and there's a lot more out there now. There's a lot more good information coming out there now, but I am going to put a link below. I did want to highlight her and all the other links I've had in all the previous videos. I really do hope this has been inspiring for somebody. This will be my last video on this series of my juice cleanse, and I really just, it's a documentation for my journey, but it's also to help somebody else and inspire somebody else. There is always hope. There is always help out there. Whatever challenges you are facing, you can overcome it. You have the ability inside you to heal anything that's wrong. So I hope I inspire someone. I hope you enjoyed this series, and I wish everybody the best out there. Have a great summer, everyone. Okay, everybody, I'm going to show you how to make this easy spinach soup. It is a raw soup. You can get it hot in the Vitamix if you blend it for 3 to 5 minutes. I only blend it for about a minute and a half to make sure it's fully ground. So, got a 1.5 cups of spinach here. I got a 1/2 cucumber from my garden. I got a 1/2 clove of garlic. That's a pretty big piece. That was from my garden. And I got fresh basil from the garden. I have Genovese basil and Thai basil. And I got about 6 leaves. You don't have to add any of these ingredients. You could omit whatever you want. I have a whole tomato from the garden. It smells so good. That goes in there. And then, oh wait, a piece that I left behind. And then you have orange juice. And shake it up. Got some orange juice, and you're just gonna pour that in. Now we're gonna bring it over to the Vitamix. All right, so we're over at the Vitamix, and I'm gonna explain how to use the Vitamix because my girlfriend, Trisha, has a Vitamix and doesn't know how to use it. She's gonna be giving it to her daughter, and it's so easy to use. And I'm gonna show you the buttons here. On the variable, you leave it on low, you turn it on, and then you turn it all the way up to 10. When you have really hard things to mix, you would then go up another level to high, but you don't need that for this simple spinach soup. Now up in here on the top, you just lift this piece out, and this is how you push it down when your mix is coming together. I'm not going to turn it on because it's going to be really loud, but I just wanted to explain that. And to do this spinach juice, soup or juice, you could call it whatever you want. It's more like a soup though. You just turn it on for about 1 to 2 minutes. About 1.5 minutes should be good, and it'll be fully mixed, and I will show you that in a second. As you can see, it's all mixed up. It smells so good. And just pour that into the bowl. And I got a great spinach soup for tonight. So that's what I'm eating at night for the first 2 days. And I hope that helps somebody. It's great to eat anytime. My son has eaten this, and he said this would go great on top of a pasta or noodles, or when you do zucchini noodles. It has a really good flavor. I hope you enjoyed that.